Yesterday, I got a comment on my YouTube channel saying, "Oh, 315 bench at 17 is steroids. Use steroids." My family loves seeing the comments, by the way. It actually brightens their day when people actually tell me that I take steroids, even though I'm natural. Because, I don't know, I just think it's funny. So, this video is how do you get steroid allegations so that you can be big, get a 315 bench, 405 squat. I got a 325 bench, by the way. And yeah, here's what's going to happen in this video, pretty much. I'm going to give you a bunch of methods that I've personally used to increase my testosterone naturally instead of taking steroids. And I'm also going to tell you a little bit of a mindset that has helped me out. And I'll start with that mindset, actually. Reverse body dysmorphia. And so basically it started like this. When I first started exercising, I was 13 years old. And this is not lifting weights. This is body weight workout. So not really much resistance, but it's kind of good to start somewhere, right? So anything that was better than the body that I had at that moment was better for me. Anything that happened, my biceps slightly bigger. Oh my god, I have a vein here now. Anything that ended up happening ended up being a positive feedback and ended up getting me excited to train more and train harder, because not only was I training hard because I didn't want to end up be like chubby anymore. I didn't want to be like that anymore. But also I was getting excited for where I was going. I was getting excited. And the thing is that it's such a more healthy way that you can train, a way that is much more sustainable, a way that doesn't actually influence your cortisol levels as much like on the long term, so you can have higher levels of testosterone, because cortisol, long-term stress, is inverse to testosterone. So you have high long-term stress, then your testosterone goes lower and you make less gains. So how do you look like you take tren? How do you look like you take steroids, take testosterone? This is how you look like you take steroids. First, you fall in love with the actual training and you get addicted to actually seeing yourself make progress. Next up, you implement these 10 actions that can actually increase your testosterone. Now, what we are doing is over here, we are optimizing for luteinizing hormone. So in the testosterone negative feedback, luteinizing hormone secretes testosterone. Luteinizing hormone targets the Leydig cells of your testes to secrete testosterone. So here is what will happen. You can talk to beautiful, attractive women. Now, it takes some balls to do this, so that's why you have testosterone. If you talk to women that you think are pretty, if you tell them that they're beautiful and not be creepy about it, then you can increase your testosterone. A study showed that even just 5 minutes, and you can even just less depending on who you are as a person and how much you need, but even just 5 minutes for all men in the control group, for like an average, their salivary testosterone, so the testosterone that they found in their saliva, actually increased by 14%. So that is wonderful for testosterone levels. The next thing, this is probably the most important thing when it comes to testosterone, is to identify as a competitive man. Think of yourself, I'm a young man that gets after it. I'm a young man that wins. If you think of yourself as a young man that is ready and will chase his goals and will actually attack his goals and attack his life, then you will get the testosterone, because testosterone exists for competition biologically, meaning that if you start striving for stuff, even though you lack the motivation right now, even though you feel kind of depressed maybe sometimes, then if you just strive for your goals and you start chasing stuff, then you start getting the testosterone, because it's kind of like from above. You have been blessed with life force for you to actually chase your goals. And so next up is sunlight. Sunlight, of course you need to get sun. When I was younger, I used to avoid the sun. I did not need to do that. The thing is that sunlight, vitamin D, is crucial for your testosterone levels to an extent. Once you get like enough vitamin D, then your testosterone doesn't actually go higher. So you need to actually get that threshold met. And so go outside, experience nature. Nature can also decrease cortisol and make it so that you have less stress, and then you have higher testosterone levels. Go outside. And make it a point to go outside at least one time every single day. Next up is oils. So basically, testosterone is made from saturated fats. It's made from fats. It's made from lipids. And so what we need to do is we need to have the right lipids, and we want to make sure that they aren't bad for us. So we want to stick to saturated fats. I'm talking butter, talking ghee, coconut oil. Olive oil is okay if you don't heat it up too much. And those things, beef tallow is alright, but that's expensive. And we want to stick to those saturated fats. Daniel, why are saturated fats? I mean, people say they're bad. Saturated fats are not bad. The thing is, when you have unsaturated compounds, things like canola oil, things like seed oils, when you have those things like freaking margarine, when you have those things, they actually, when they're heated up, the seed oils are not bad inherently, but when you have seed oils, they're typically heated up, or they have been heated up on the process of getting to you. And so basically what happens is that they contain more of these compounds called free radicals. They're positive, negative, or they are net positive charges or net negative charges. And basically what that does is when you consume these things, then you end up getting more calcification in your arteries, because those seed oils, the free radicals from them, actually denature the good cholesterol that you have in your body and can actually make it so that your arteries get clogged. And so that's how that happens. So we want to avoid seed oils and we want to go for more of the saturated fats. Next up, make sure you get good sleep. If you don't have good sleep, then most of your hormones are modulated by your sleep. So of course you need to get good sleep. Next up, be lean. About 10 to 15% body fat. Anything lower than that is pretty bad. Reason why is because your fat tissue actually carries aromatase, which is the enzyme that converts testosterone into estrogen, estradiol. And so if we have high levels of estrogen, because we have high fat tissue converting our testosterone to estrogen, we have to downregulate our testosterone, because as a man, you get most of your estrogen from your testosterone. And so we want to make sure that our estrogen levels are good, or else our testosterone levels won't be good. This is where the body has its own nuance, its own systems. Next up, you can supplement with zinc plus copper balance. This will prevent you from having an iron surplus if you only take zinc. Now, zinc plus copper balance will allow your body to be more fertile, to actually be healthier, secrete more testosterone, and all of that wonderful stuff. Of course, we address stress. We want to stress less, long-term stress less. We can actually leverage short-term bursts of stress, like think about like epinephrine, adrenaline giving things like sprints, like those things. They can actually increase our testosterone and our actual receptivity to testosterone as well. Next up, creatine. Creatine can actually increase your dihydrotestosterone, and dihydrotestosterone is actually 3 to 5 times more potent than testosterone in your body at the receptors of testosterone called the androgen receptors. And so, and as you can see, there's a lot of stuff that goes into this, and that's why I get steroid allegations all the time, because people don't do this stuff. People don't take this stuff into account, and that's why I'm sharing the secrets with you. So, creatine has been shown in multiple studies, especially one famous study with rugby players, that when they took it for 7 days, their dihydrotestosterone, DHT, increased 56% above baseline, and then after, on the maintenance phase, then it ended up saying 40% above baseline. And so that is pretty freaking amazing. It actually used to be a neuro supplement, like a supplement for brain enhancement, before it was studied for actual muscle enhancement. So that's pretty interesting to me, and it's the most researched supplement that there ever has been. And so creatine is pretty valid. Yeah. Oh yeah, the way you can do it is you can have a loading phase for about a week, 20 grams every single day, and then just stick to 2 to 3 grams every single day for the rest of your life. Or if you're a bigger guy like me, 200 pounds, then have 5 grams every single day for the rest of your life. Next up, lower SHBG. SHBG is sex hormone binding globulin. Sex hormone binding globulin binds to the testosterone in your body and makes it less bioavailable, meaning it makes your testosterone less available to be used by your body. And so we want to lower SHBG by increasing our boron intake. That's another compound like zinc, but you don't need a supplement with it, because I don't supplement with it. And you can have a high protein diet. This is the thing I do. This is greater than 1 gram per pound of your body weight. Now, that sounds kind of hard for some people. Trust me, it is a mindset. You can get your protein in. There's a lot of different foods that can help you get your protein in. Lastly, scientific training. I'm talking leveraging what's called a deload, which is like 1 week of the month where you just go slightly lower weight, making sure that you're exercising the specific muscles that are getting you to get specific strength in a certain area, and just training in a smart way to let the adaptation catch up. Now, there's a number of different ways you can do this. And truthfully, the best way I could tell you is just to join my program. Link in description. Like when you're actually serious about getting to a 315 bench or a 4 or 5 squat, or even just trying to get to a 225 bench. My friends got to 225 bench using the systems that I have in here, literally even just using the free strength programs I have within there. And they have gotten their bench press higher, they've gotten their squat higher, and it is just so wonderful to see my friends succeed. And I would love the same for you. So when you're ready to join my program, link in description of like all of my videos. So yeah, that was this video. So yeah, like the video.